I Shalom, Shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim out there, spreading this truth like wildfire. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners who look like the other nations, but their spirit bears witness that they're the children of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And Shalom to the real sisters out there. I was doing some meditation on basically, how these devils work, man. Basically, their playbook that they use, and how basically how they basically took down all these nations, starting with us, of course. They took our people down everywhere, but they took down all these nations, really starting with Japheth, took them down and drove them out the land, called themselves the Europeans and shit. And then came to America, did the same thing to the northern tribes. I did same thing to Jake, our people, so-called black people, so-called black nobility that was ruling Europe. Did the same thing to them, and then took that playbook and used it around the world to all these other nations. And basically, and I titled this live, wonder why we call y'all devils. Y'all wondering why we call y'all devils, basically paraphrasing, that song by by that demon, Tupac, of course. When they go like, wonder why they call you bitch, wonder why they call you bitch, wonder why they call you bitch, something like that. I probably got the tone wrong. Wonder why they call you bitch, something like that, something like that. Wonder why they call you bitch. Yeah, like that. I think it go like that. Yeah, like we all wonder why we call y'all devils. Y'all wonder why. Hey, y'all wonder why we call y'all devils. You know, using this same deceptive divide and conquer playbook around the world. Yeah, I think it can go like that. Wonder why we call you. Wonder why. Wonder why they call you bitch. Wonder why they call you bitch. Well, we wonder what y'all wonder why we call y'all devils. That's basically you get the point of the title, man. You know, because the hey hey Esau, man, like you got no reason to wonder why we call y'all devils. Really, our people, they wonder why we call Esau the damn devil. You know, and I'm gonna start off, with of course, how these devils fucking basically took over Japhet land, right? Including including Greece. I'm gonna have to pause this a little later on, because I do have to go take care of some. But yeah, I wonder, yeah, basically the 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 original Greeks and Minoans, right? How they took them now, and became the Greeks. The Minoans were basically the Japhites. Why are the Minoans not considered Greek? Just looking through, there's some question that was called real real history. Well, WW, they bring it out, man. When it comes to basically Esau not being the original, basically anything except for Esau, they bring it out, all the artifacts and shit. Okay. Basically, the peoples being called Hellenes were, yeah, so-called. Hey, the name Pelasgians, yep, was used by ancient. It's backed up by scripture too. To bring it out. The name Pelasgians was used by ancient Greek writers to refer to populations that preceded the so-called White Hellenes in Greece. During this classical period, enclaves under that name survived. Under that name survived at several locations of mainland Greece, Crete, and other regions of the Aegean. Populations identified as Pelasgian spoke a language at the time Greeks identified as not Greek. A tradition also survived that large parts of Greece had once been Pelasgian before being Hellenized. Other archaeological excavations during the 20th century have unearthed artifacts and areas traditionally inhabited by the Pelasgians like Thessaly and Attica and Lemnos. Archaeologists excavating at Sesklo and Dimini have described Pelasgian material culture such as Neolithic. Mycenae, same thing. Since next nothing is known about the Pelasgians, the question of who built Mycenae, the first great city on mainland Greece, looms large. According to the myth of Danaus, the building of Mycenae was a collaborative effort between Crete and Egypt. But since Mycenae was built around 2000, according, of course, their calculations, right? 2000 BC, almost 1,000 years before the Hellenes arrived in Greece. There's no confidence that the Hellenic myth has any factual basis. Okay, so basically, they're speaking of the Japhetic people that was here, that was there. The sun, like this, I will try to say that they is Egyptian, but they're Japhetic people, man. There's Japhetic people, but they write about their so-called black. They bring that out. You know, still obviously depicts a so-called black man. So it's like all these def all these depictions of so-called black people, you know, that's here, like, and they basically, they even did genetic tests on them and on these grave sites, and it's all there. The Japhetic people was dark skinned people. Yep, yep. And even Esau's own DNA test proved that that there wasn't so-called white people. There's many depictions here that show that. Yeah, that's actually real depictions. Yeah, I think someone at my door and shit. I'm gonna go check. I think someone at my fucking door. Hold on, I'm gonna be back. If I'm not Shalom, I'll just do this later on. Alright, so I'm back. I have to leave soon though. Alright, so yeah, it's all there. It's all there. And hold on. So-called Tarzan fresco from Tyrrhen's repainted. It's all there. They were the Japhetic people. Oh fuck. Damn. Screen's all fucked up. All right, so basically, I want to bring out how, and that site basically shows you that how the Romans was, well, basically how the original people of Europe and all these areas was so-called black or dark skinned. But I want to link that to some precepts, and the reason why I'm bringing this out is also because, what they've been doing is like it's what they want to do on a greater scale, man. That's what that Great Reset is about. The New World Order is about. It's about really about so-called white supremacy. Really putting emphasis on the elites of Esau, giving them the supremacy. That's what their so-called New World Order is about. I'll link it to some precepts. Hold on. The first over all Greece. Their precepts. It's fucking scream. And it happened that, hold on. And it happened that after that, Alexander, son of Philip Macedonian, and came out of the land of Shettim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians, and then Medes, that he had reigned in his stead the first over Greece. Yep. And made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth. Verse 3, and went to the ends of the earth and to expose many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him. Whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up. Verse 4, and he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him. Verse 5, and after these things he fell sick and perceived that he should die. Verse 6, wherefore he called his servants such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. Verse 7, so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. Verse 8, and his servants bare rule everyone in his place. Verse 9, and after his death they all put crowns upon themselves, so did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied on the earth, because there's the wicked. And then out of that wicked, now came out of the wicked root Antiochus, You know the story, man. Surname of Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been a hostage at Rome. And he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. Antiochus, came out of that. Okay, there's another one I'm gonna get. Mention he was a Macedonian. Let me get this. Additions to Esther. Additions to Esther KJV. Verse 16 actually goes into who Haman is. Who is this man? Where he come from? Verse 1. The great King Artaxerxes unto the princes and governors of 120 provinces from India unto Ethiopia, and unto all our faithful subjects greeting. Verse 2. Many, more often they are honored with the great bounty of their precious princes, the more proud they are waxing. Verse 3. In endeavor to hurt not our subjects only, but not being able to bear abundance, do take in hand to practice also against those that do them good. Hold on. I get to the point soon. Verse 4, and take not only thankfulness away from among men, but also lift it up with the glorious words of lewd persons. They were never good. They think to escape the justice of power, that seeth all things and hateth evil. Verse 5, oftentimes also fair speech of those that are put in trust to manage their friends' affairs had caused many that are in authority to be protectors of innocent blood, and has wrapped them in remediless calamities. Verse 6, beguiling with the falsehood and deceit of their lewd disposition the innocency and goodness of princes. Verse 7, now ye may see this as we have declared, not so much by ancient histories, as ye may if ye search what had been wickedly done of late, through the pestilent behavior of them that are unworthily placed in authority. Verse 8, and we must take care of the time to come, that our kingdom may be quiet and peaceful for all men. Verse 9, both by changing all purposes and always judging things that are evident with more equal proceeding. Verse 10, for Ammon, a Macedonian, the son of Amadatha, a Macedonian, there you go, Macedonian, the son of Amadatha, being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood, and far distant from our goodness, and as a stranger received of us. Verse 11, had so far forth obtained the favor that we show toward every nation, that he was called our father, that was consistently honored of all the next person unto the king. Verse 12, but he, not bearing his great dignity, went about to deprive us of our kingdom and life. Verse 13, having by manifold and cunning deceit sought of us the destruction, as well as Mardochus is referring to Mordecai, who saved our life, and continually procured our good, as also a blameless Esther, partaker of our kingdom with our whole nation. Verse 14, for that by these means he thought finding us destitute of friends, to have translated the kingdom of the Persians to the Macedonians. Verse 15, but we find that the Jews whom this wicked wretch had delivered to utter destruction are no evildoers, but live by most just laws. Verse 15, and that they be children of the Most High and Most Mighty living power, who hath ordered the kingdom both unto us and to our progenitors in the most excellent manner. Verse 17, wherefore you shall do well not to put in execution the letter sent to you unto you by Amen the son of Ammedatha. Basically, this devil, man, Amen the son of Ammedatha, which is Haman the son of Ammedatha, same thing. Yeah. He was also a Macedonian. He was a Macedonian, showing you who they was, man. And when those Macedonians took over, who were Edomites, they were wickedness spread, evils were multiplied on the earth. Yeah. And he was like basically an agent too, to take down the Persian Empire. Because he knew that if the Persians, went through with that, and Esther didn't do shit about it. He didn't think Esther was going to do anything about it. That whole family would be judged by the Most High, Yahweh, and then they would, the Macedonian Edomites would benefit. Verse 18, for he that was the worker of these things is hanged at the gates of Susa with all his family, Yahweh, power, who ruleth all things, speedily rendering vengeance to him according to his deserts. Yep. He was caught that this devil, this Macedonian, he was caught trying to do that, but the whole point was that Haman, he was also a Macedonian. He was an Agagite, which an Agag was actually the last king of Edom. So of Amalek, and Amalek was the grandson of Edom. So the Amalekites are Edomites. Haman was an Edomite, and he was also a Macedonian. Because they had taken over those lands, and they continue to taking over, taking over by divide and conquer and shit, you know how they do, continue to taking that land by the sword. That's how Esau was basically, Esau was given that sword, and he was given that fatness of the earth, and that's how he would take that fatness of the earth, which basically means the areas of the world with the most resources. Genesis 27 and 37. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made them thy lord, and all thy brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained them. What shall I do now unto thee, my son? Verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing? My father blessed me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. Verse 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So there you go. And then Esau went on to try to use his blessing on Jacob right away. But there you go, the sword. By the sword thou shalt live, there you go, and shalt serve thy brother. And also, you can see that, he has that sword, and these devils, they have. That's how they took the fatness of the earth. Really, they took it using the sword. And deception is a weapon of them. The sword is talking about a weapon. And deception is one of them. Let me get that. Someone knock at my door. May have been someone else. Let me see. I'm gonna get back on after. Hold. Salakia, Salakia. I thought I was gonna get interrupted. Let me bring out basically, bring out. Also, let me bring out. Hold on. Several precepts I want to bring out. Job chapter 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And how? And did the wicked take it? It was given unto him, but of course, he was given that blessing. How he took it, using that blessing, the sword, and also, let me get Psalm 17 and 13, which shows you, well, also who is that sword? That proves another point. But Psalms 52 and 1, why boastest thou thyself in mischief, almighty man? This is addressed to an Edomite, by the way. The goodness of power endureth continually. Verse 2, thy tongue deviseth mischief like a sharp razor, working deceitfully. So there you go, the tongue being used as a weapon. Verse 3, thou lovest evil more than good, in lying whether to speak righteousness, Salah, yeah. Verse 4, thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue. There you go. So that's what these devils do. They use that as a weapon. Let me might have to wrap it up soon. Because I got what I gotta do. So deception is actually a weapon of these devils. It is actually a part of that sword. Psalm 17 and 13, this man is a sword. Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. It's all there. So he used the sword. Esau used the sword, and he used deception to take the world. He used both. Which is why this devil, got to cover up the truth. Because if this devil reveals what he's really about, he's exposed himself, but if he's exposed, if he's exposed too much, his deception weakens. That's why he's trying to take us down, and that's why he's coming after our videos and shit, and he's eventually gonna ban this truth, because his deception is being exposed too much. We're them two witnesses. We exposing too much deception by this devil. We putting them on blast too much. Say 11, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land. That's why the devil gonna bring it. Not a famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but hearing the words of Yahweh. That's why he's gonna bring that famine. Because this truth is the real threat to him. This truth keeps him up at night. You know, he knows that his time is short because his truth is out and has been out for a while. That's why he's about to come down with great wrath. Just like he did before when he was threatened. Came down with great wrath. 70 AD was Esau Edom coming down with great wrath. When they first took over, come down with great wrath. Maccabean, the time of the Maccabees, come down with great wrath. 1492 time period, Esau's come down with great wrath on the northern and the southern kingdom. All these, this is what this devil do. He when his deception don't work, or when his deception is not working enough, he'll go Cain mode, if it's not working enough. It will always resort to Cain mode. Either by conquest or by consent, It's Revelation. Yeah, So he's gonna, resort to that again. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Holds the inhabitants of the earth, of the sea. For the devils come down unto you, having great wrath. Because what they have but a short time. So he's gonna do that once again. When Esau, went through Europe, took over Europe in that way, and then our people rose up, took down that Roman Empire, and then Esau took down our people, and took down our people, and then took down the Northern Kingdom. The same way, divide and conquer. That's how he did it. And also something else Esau will do is he has certain land masses that are basically like bases of operation for him, like these devils back then, the Greek and Roman times, that was Greece and Rome. That was their base of operations. And then, during the Renaissance period, it became, Venice, and then spread. Spain, Italy, France became one. Britain became a huge one. Springboard, basis of operation. And then there's a pattern of behavior, and then in America became that base of operation. And also he said, the South Africa, that was the base of operation down there. And Australia, and the land, and even the Edomites in our land claiming to be us. That 1948 state is a huge base of operation as well, And they're all like little Babylons, man. They're all like little Babylons. Even though South Africa, is kind of like fail, because Ham was fucking them devils up, so they couldn't really hold up against Ham. Of course, our people that was scattered among the Hamites, they couldn't hold up, so they got fucked up. But it still kind of is a base of operation. And you still have the Rothschilds over there and shit. Still have the Edomites over there doing all right, even though not as good. They're catching hell now. That's part of the curses hitting them. The Edomites catching hell down there. Australia, you have Australia, you know, that's like the little Babylon too. The state of Israel. All these were basically all these countries. They was founded the same way as Babylon. You know, they all had little manifest destiny moments. You know, that's what this devil will do too. You know, even Russia was kind of like became a base of operation because the Russian Edomites fucking took over really Europe. It's like when, but you also, but America, Babylon. That's really the elites based operation. You know, they hammer the whole earth. That's like the main one. Well, yeah, that's how this devil work, man. And the area around in America, was like that for a while, just for the Western Hemisphere, just for the rest of the Americas. And you look at how these Northern Kingdom countries are around America. It's like, Esau. It's like they the condition of them, them being ruled over by Esau too, just in a different way. I'm gonna wrap it up soon. It's like how how them fake Jews, got that Middle East. Hey, it's a lot of Turk babies that's in charge of these Ishmael countries too. The Turks being Esau, Amalek, I believe. Because the Khazars, they're called a Turkic people. Just like how, you know, Southeast Asia, and the Pacific Islands, is around Australia and shit. They're basically like puppets of Australia and shit. Probably being ruled over in some way by descendants of these devils too. But they're tied in. They're tied in. And that's how South Africa, of course, had the rest of Africa. It's really, it was Esau in South Africa. It was their base operation. I notice about how these devils operate. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna have to go. I have to go somewhere. I want to give all this. This be part one, I guess. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim out there spreading this truth like wildfire. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners who look like the other nations, but their spirit bears witness that they're the children of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And shalom to the real sisters out there. Hey, stay strong. Bad times. What time Jacob's trouble? It's coming. It's gonna be rough out here. It's gonna. The road is gonna get rough. Towards the end, the road is gonna get rocky. They stay strong. Stay strong, and shalom. I'll be back. Shalom, and he saw you through. Being exposed, you're done. It's over for you. Can't do much else. Yasharallah forever.